Have you ever played on a sandy beach, a sandy dune, or a sandbox? From the beaches of Lake Huron to Houghton and Higgins Lakes, to Lake Michigan, to Lake Superior, and so many lakes in between, I have always loved digging my toes into the sand. Did you know authors like to play too? Sure, many of them like to play in the sand, but today we are going to explore how writers play with words to revise their writing. I'm Mrs. DeFauw, and as a writer, I love to revise. Revision means to re-see our writing over and over again. It's the part of the writing process where we rewrite to make our words come to life for our readers. One way I absolutely love to revise is by using figurative language, which is playful language. I love to play with language even more than I love to play in the sand. Today, we will revise our writing using similes, idioms, and metaphors, which are types of figurative language. Check out this short story I wrote that I know I need to revise. Please read along with me. Before Drew raced for the water, he said, "Grandma, come in with me, please." "No, you go," Grandma said, shaking her head. "I'll sit here with my toes in the sand." "Aw, Grandma," Drew teased. "Drew!" Grandma pretended to be offended and then tousled his hair. "Have fun. I'll keep my eye on you from here." Drew gave his grandma a hug. Grandma's hug felt good. Running so fast, Drew skidded into the water. Floating on his back, he looked up into the sky. He felt so thankful Grandma brought him to the beach. Grandma had a good heart. As writers, we need to choose to revise. Every time we revise, we make our writing stronger. Let's use figurative language to revise this story. Let's revise 2 sentences to include similes. When we write a simile, we compare 2 things using the words like or as. Let's revise this sentence using a simile. Grandma's hug felt good. Let's rewrite the sentence using as. Grandma's hug felt as warm as the sand. Let's revise another sentence to make my writing sound stronger. Here's one. Running so fast, Drew skidded into the water. I love my verb choice. Skidded is such a strong verb because it shows action. Yet, I want to revise the sentence to include a simile. Rather than using as, I'll use like. Running so fast, Drew skidded into the water like a pebble skipping across the waves. I am going to choose to revise even more. Let's revise by adding an idiom. When we write an idiom, we use a common phrase that has a deeper meaning. I think this part of my story is unclear. When Drew teases by saying, "Aw, Grandma," I'm not sure readers would see that exchange as teasing. I need to revise. I'm going to add an idiom so Drew really teases Grandma. To do this, I need to add more dialogue. Remember, dialogue includes the words a character speaks. I'm going to have Drew say, "Don't be a stick in the mud." I have to remember those quotation marks that frame what is coming out of Drew's mouth like dimples. This command, "Don't be a stick in the mud," has a deeper meaning. When we use this idiom, we mean that someone doesn't want to do something fun. But we know Grandma is having fun with her toes in the sand while she watches her grandson enjoy the water. As a writer, I often revise my endings. I want to choose to make my ending for this story better. Let's add a metaphor to strengthen the last sentence. Grandma had a good heart. When we write a metaphor, we say something is another thing. Rather than write Grandma had a good heart, I want to write an ending that means more. Since metaphors also hold deeper meaning, similar to idioms, that type of figurative language will work really well here. Grandma was his treasure. Of course, this doesn't mean Grandma's an actual gem like a ruby or a diamond. She's not made of gold or silver, but we can infer or read deeper to understand that Grandma is very special to Drew. He sees her as a treasure, a person he truly values and loves. Let's reread our revised writing. Before Drew raced for the water, he said, "Grandma, come in with me, please." "No, you go," Grandma said, shaking her head. "I'll sit here with my toes in the sand." "Aw, Grandma, don't be a stick in the mud," Drew teased. "Drew!" Grandma pretended to be offended and then tousled his hair. "Have fun. I'll keep my eye on you from here." Drew gave his grandma a hug. Grandma's hug felt as warm as the sand. Running so fast, Drew skidded into the water like a pebble skipping across the waves. Floating on his back, he looked up into the sky. He felt so thankful Grandma brought him to the beach. Grandma was his treasure. Writers, I hope you'll choose to revise your writing using figurative language. Remember, similes help us compare two things using those special words, as and like. Metaphors let us say something is something else. Metaphors hold deeper meaning, like idioms. Idioms are common phrases that have layers of meaning. The best part about writing is we will never know how well we can write because we always get better with practice. Enjoy playing with words as you write the stories that matter to you.